How's it going, everybody? Today is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023, approximately 1:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope everybody's doing well, and welcome to today's live stream. Now, going straight into the charts, pretty non-exciting price action today. We're going to follow back on what we were discussing yesterday and then lead on to present price action. So yesterday, if you were following us on our live stream, we were within this area here, which I'll go ahead and highlight on the chart now. We're approximately within this region here. Here. Cooperating. Alright. We're approximately within this price action here. We were looking for a 5-minute imbalance between 4150.25 and 4150, and we were looking for sell side liquidity at approximately 136.50. Now, we were looking at these key levels just because we were consolidating within a range at a premium, and at the time of speaking, we were closer to the premium than we were to the discount. It looks like after our stream, around 3-4ish, around there, we took out the sell side liquidity that we were anticipating, or the buy side liquidity that we're anticipating near that imbalance, and slowly repriced downward and took out our sell side liquidity. I'll go ahead and take out those levels since we've already discussed those, and those were from previous discussions. Now, after our midnight open, we continue to go in to approximately 3 o'clock, tap the high of the new day opening gap, and immediately repriced, which took out the Asian session. Took out some buy side liquidity, but not entirely all of it, and continued to go downward until the New York Open. I believe this 8:30 price action that we're seeing here was a news event, a medium impact, I want to say. But you can see that it immediately went up, went into that new day opening gap a little bit further, got some buy side, some relative equal highs right here. And immediately repriced down into the New York Open at 9:30, where we went repriced again towards the new day opening gap and pierced through our sell side liquidity again. Now this level, the magenta level here, we also had marked in yesterday's session. If you not familiar with that level, you can see that in yesterday's live stream. We're anticipating some kind of action towards this fair value gap. You can see that price immediately repriced downwards, taking out sell side liquidity, grabbing some liquidity in there, and immediately went into consolidation. To where we are now. We're currently hovering, trying to struggle between these two new day opening gaps, which there's some new week opening gaps between those two that we don't have a charted, but if you're interested in those levels, you can find them at the new week opening gaps. We see here the one above was formed on the 7th of May, and now it's approximately 41.49. And then the new week opening gap below us here is approximately 41.32.25, which was formed on the 14th of May. So now we're here within a range again, range bound. Seems like we've been in this little sideways action for quite a while now, and price is just very sloppy again, right? There's really nothing here that piques my interest. There were a few opportunities here to kind of, in the AM session, but they were just short-lived. grabbed liquidity, went back down. It's almost like a seek and destroy area. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But it's just very sloppy price action. So therefore, we're at the 2 o'clock mark, the beginning of the PM session, and we'll steadily monitor price action to see if we have any opportunities to get into a position. But as of right now, I'm taking, again, a little bit more on the cautious side just because of this sideways action. It's a really good way to get chopped up and lose your account really fast within this area. So we just need to be very cautious based on my experience on these type of days. So yeah, what am I looking for? What am I monitoring? I'm monitoring the new day opening gaps. What happens in between? I'm also paying attention to the, let me go to a higher time frame, the previous high and the previous low of the previous day, which are these white lines. The high is 4156.25 and the low is 4123. I would like to get out of that range for us to start trending, but as of right now, nothing's there. Now say we have an imbalance here, or we're forming some kind of price action towards lower prices right now, but I want to be careful with that new day opening gap. Looks like the bodies are respecting that as of right now on the 1 minute. We'll go ahead and go to our multi-chart view and we'll monitor it there. Keep in mind that we are very close to equilibrium of the range, which I'm considering is this the range. We'll go ahead and move this box over here so you're aware of what I'm considering the range. So that is what I'm considering the range. Equilibrium right around here. We're kind of hovering within that area. Would I like something like this to continue downward? Yes, I would. But I don't know. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for, if anything, we continue downward, we go to this area. So here we can possibly get an entry here. Quick little scalp. Take out that sell side liquidity. I would like it to close, retrace really quick into this area right here. It's a very aggressive stance, but today's a little weird. I wanted to just pierce through that. 5, 4, right? See if it goes up a little bit right there. Ah, looks like it didn't get me all the way in. Open 2 contracts, and then I'll put it right above this area right here. And some kind of slippage going on here. Alright, cool. It's a little bit of an aggressive stance, but I want to see if it holds below that new day opening gap. Continue downward. Alright, we'll move this over. Wanted to continue downward. Have 2 contracts open. So right now I just wanted to go down. I don't like this little, just wanted it to immediately go down. Looks like I only have 1 buy stop, and A second one there. Oh no, I do have two, right? See, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I want it to go down immediately. Okay. That's not what I want to see. I'm tempted to close in this order if it doesn't agree with what I want it to do. Let this candle close. Have some kind of gap here. I wanted to take out the sell side liquidity at this point. I don't want it to stop. I want it to keep on going. Let's see what it gives us here. Tempted to close. Alright, here we go. Looks like it's taking the sell side. I'm going to close one just because it's good enough for me right there. I'm going to lower my stop right there because I don't want it to go any further than that. And I'm aiming for those relative equal lows down here. See, so I'll put my limit order here. See if we can get that. Right now we're about 9 ticks, 10. I just want it to pierce through. I don't want it to go any more. I don't want any more retracements. I wouldn't like to see any more retracements. I want to see it take out that sell side. See what we have here. I don't like that, so we have a gap here. Keep that in mind. Right now it's somewhat respecting it. You see here, 5-minute candle. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? I don't like the way it's retracing at the moment. Tempted to close it. Profit. See here. I don't like this. I like the way it retraced. Alright, I'm just gonna close it there, guys. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I just don't like price action today. Being a little bit more on the cautious side than I usually am, but if anything, I want to see it take out the sell side. I would have liked it to take it out a little bit more aggressively. May get it right here. But I also don't like how it bounced off of that gap. Now, if I were to want it to see, if I want to see it go down, I want to see it invert that gap. I wanted to see it as resistance and then immediately price downward. So let's see if we can get that. Again, I would have kept that position open, but I just don't trust it today. this choppiness, ugly price action that we have is just ugly. Something I don't like. It's not very clear to me. So it looks like the new day opening gap wants to act as resistance. That would be great if we were to continue downward. I want to see all premium arrays be respected. The 15-minute chart looks like crap. We'll scoot our 5-minute chart over. Bunch of sideways action. Right now we're in discount of the larger range we're seeing here. So be very careful with that. It's another reason why I didn't want to hold that position. If it bounces off this range right here, I wouldn't want it to take me out. So it's like we're starting to maybe go into that gap, I don't know. But keep in mind that we do have this gap on the 5-minute chart. So I'll go ahead and get rid of some of these lines here so it'll be a little bit more simplified here. On the 15, we'll get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of this one for now. And so we have sell-side liquidity, we have the range. I'll go ahead and take out the range now that you guys know what I'm paying attention to. So this is approximately equilibrium of that range from this low to this high. So we'll take out that. And we'll leave the new day opening gap, and then we'll take out this range or this fair value gap that was from yesterday's session. There you go. So we'll eliminate the superfluous and keep what's important for our chart. Okay, let's see if premium arrays or discount arrays want to be respected. Wanted to reprice aggressively downward if it's going to take out this sell side. We'll go ahead and mark up this imbalance. It would be nice. This may be asking for too much, but it would be nice to retrace into that area. We'll find this area a little bit more. Bring it up there. Reprice into that region, and then immediately go down. But it looks like it may take it just right here. I don't know. Let's see. See what it has to do. What it has to offer. Does it want to take out the sell side liquidity? Put our eyeball down here. Let's watch. So it looks like this repricing is occurring right after taking out buy side at this level at 41.3950. Nice little break in market structure or market structure shift. Took out that new day opening gap using it as resistance. Let's see if it continues. really ugly price action. Keep in mind that we did bounce off the new week opening gap as well. I'll post it here. Look at how well that respected the new week opening gap. Looks like it just dug into it a little bit with the confluence of the gap or imbalance, and perfectly touched the new week opening gap, and now it was like a brick wall. Does it want to pierce right through it, take out that sell side liquidity, take out this imbalance here that we have marked up from earlier or previous session, and continue downward? I don't know, but as of right now, not trusting anything. If you're new to this channel, please remember that I'm not a financial advisor. If you are seeking financial advice, please seek professional advice from a licensed professional. Use this for entertainment purposes only. And this is just to document my trading combine with Topstep, and I am an ICT student, which has about 3 to 4 or 5 years of experience, give or take. You know, it's a little mushy between there and then, but you know, I would consider myself a beginner, so don't take this as expert advice or professional advice. This is not what this is. This is more of a journal, a vlog. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, so that way we can be motivated to continue documenting this journey, for the better or worse. See, this is another perfect example of, like, you know, a very choppy day. If we were on the right side of the market, this market would have continued very easily with low resistance, liquidity runs, and very easily go to the target of sell side liquidity. But since we are within this very choppy consolidation, it's harder for price to gravitate towards those lower levels. The high resistance liquidity run is what I would consider it. It's very hard to distinguish what side of the market this wants to gravitate towards. There would be others with more experience that would be able to navigate these markets easier, but for me, on this learning curve, it is a little harder for me to get through these type of markets. Minimize this. Give some more real estate. Okay, so that level I would like it to come up to and immediately go down, but that's not promised. That may be a little too much to ask for considering the range. Could this be a trigger for an event horizon? I don't know. I think that 50% level was somewhere in there, right? And let me see here. 50% level, a little bit above. We do have an imbalance here. Okay, have a little bit of a displacement here. I want to see it rip right through there. Tempted to take another trade here. Take out that sell side liquidity. If it closes the way I want it to. Looks like the 5-minute candle, which has more precedence over the 1 minute, needs to close below this 4. Want to close below that level. Looks like we're working on an imbalance on the 15-minute chart, which has approximately 7-8 minutes. So it closes. Now this is very tricky. You know, would I have liked it to go a little bit more up and then start displacing downward? Yes. But it's just not working that way. So it looks like it's maybe run without us. Don't get in there with too much excitement. It might just bounce and slap you in the face. We're so close to that new week opening gap that it may just bounce off it again. I want to see it slice right through. Okay, approximately 2 minutes to the 5-minute close. 5-minute candles. Looks like it wants that sell side liquidity as well. I don't quite trust it. Okay, we're digging deeper into that imbalance. Right above that line that we just marked. Does it want to just immediately hammer down from here? Let's find out. I'd like it to hammer down from here if it's going to respect that premium array. But if it disrespects it, let's watch these levels up here. Alright, there's our displacement down from that gap. Or I would consider a small displacement. I don't know. I think it's a large displacement. But this new week opening gap is what I'm keeping an eye on. You may miss it, but it's okay. I'm not just jumping in there just because I'm excited about a certain price action. I want to almost tape reading at the moment. That 5-minute candle's about to close. Expect a small little retracement up or immediately down. See what happens. Alright, go back to that open. We went up, gapped it, and a little bit of a retracement, keeping a little gap. With relative equal bottom, respecting that new week opening gap. Again. So we got that close below that magenta line, but I'm still not happy with that new week opening gap. So we get tapped our line. very hard time going through price. See this price action start to stretch a little. Energetic moves. It's not giving us that. Respecting that gap. And it sliced through here. Notice the bodies of the candles on the 1 minute chart are respecting that gap. Only the wicks are reaching towards the new week opening gap. Could that be a sign that we don't want to go lower? I don't know, but just notice that. And then considering that we are at a discount of the range, could this be a reversal point? Or does it want to, oh look, there's a sign. Still closed above that new week opening gap. 15-minute candle is about to close in about minute 45. And another 5-minute candle in a minute 40. If I would have held my position, I still would have been a little bit more on a headache side of things. Right? I hate to see this price action when I'm on a position. I want it to immediately go in the direction I want it to go. It's not worth the brain juice. Looks like we're forming a gap on the 15-minute. Volume imbalance. Go ahead and mark that up. We have a volume imbalance on the 15. Like capitalized letters. Alright, so there's our 15-minute volume imbalance. Looks like we tapped it again, and I believe it's in line with our magenta line. Yeah, it's in line with our magenta line that we drew earlier, so that's pretty interesting. That doesn't really mean anything. Let's see if it wants to take out the sell side. Interesting. Those aggressive traders to take a short here and stop above that imbalance. Alright. Looks like we're disrespecting that new week opening gap. I want to see it slice through, no hesitation. Through the gap and towards sell side liquidity. Very stubborn. There's the sell side. We can probably get her here. Almost there. And there's sell side tapped. Take that eyeball off. Looks like we achieved sell side. Now, does it want to bounce here and do something funky? I don't know, but just keep an eye on it. As of right now, consider that sell side to be achieved. I hate when it begins to do this type of thing. I wanted to see it just go pierce right through it like hot knife on butter. I don't know if it's gonna want to reprice to get internal liquidity before seeking out that sell side liquidity. Or I want to see this gap act as resistance. Looks like 50% level is right at the low of that new week opening gap. Go to a 15-second chart. 50% equilibrium level is right there. It's pretty awesome the way that lined up. Alright, let's see if this acts as resistance. Keep in mind those relative equal highs at the 15-minute imbalance. Resistance turns to support maybe. I think this would almost be good narrative for a long. But really risky. Risky enough for me not to enter a trade. But it would be awesome to see that new week opening gap to be used as support. A little launch pad. Now, I do want to keep my eye on the relative equal highs that are right below the imbalance. This area right here. Remember, the imbalance acts as a magnet, and a 15-minute chart, it's pretty strong in comparison to the 5 and the 1. We have another imbalance in the 1-minute chart. I'll leave that open since it's right above the new week opening gap. I want to see price go into this area up here. This is really messy. Nothing here is clear. Okay, let's see if it wants to take out those relative equal highs. Let's see, get a takeout here. Next 3 candles. That's 1. Look at our 5-minute chart. Looks like we are forming a swing low right after tapping that sell side liquidity. Could be a narrative forming for us to rebalance or reprice to internal liquidity. Here's a second candle. Can it take it out here? There's tapped. I want to see it go through. Into the imbalance. There it is. So buy side liquidity tapped. Is it going to be acting as support? I don't know. Now my eye is going to go up to the imbalance here somewhere. It would be nice to act as support and then take out the more buy side liquidity. It's the new day opening gap formed on the 9th of May. Looks like it tapped the high. Struggling a little bit. Struggling. No signs of slowing down yet. So We have a tiny little market structure shift. And there goes the high. Let's see it go into that imbalance. There we go. Into the imbalance it goes. Hits the bottom of it. You're going to notice that on the 5-minute chart, it looks like our gap is floating or off of this candle, and that's because on the 1-minute chart we calibrated the bottom of the gap to this up close candle, which is the high of, or the low, well, the high of this candle is 41.36, which is the low of this gap, which it just tapped right now. 41.36. So it looks like we had a reaction, small little tiny reaction to that low. That's not to say that it will reverse there. Alright. Looks like it wants a little bit more maybe. Or is it just trapping longs? We're currently inside of the new day opening gap. Alright, we're at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time, which is approximately 3/4 through our 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time session. Took a small trade. Nothing significant to talk about, but we got out just because of this choppiness or unpredictability, low probability area of consolidation. Alright, if we have a narrative to continue upward, I would like to see that gap act as support. See this little area as a launch pad. I don't want to see it reject. I want to see it continue. If we have narrative to go up to the upside to take out this imbalance between 41.38.25 and 41.38. So we'll go ahead and take this eyeball out since we've already achieved our target. And we just want to be mindful of the sell side liquidity relative equal lows that was formed down here at 41.30.25. Keep that in mind for future price action and whatnot. It might not be taken out today, but just keep that in your back pocket, journal it, write it in the notebook, whatever it may be, leave it in your chart so that you can remember and acknowledge that this level is down here. Alright, so far this magenta line is acting as a little launch pad. I want to see it continue up and at least use this for as a support level. I don't want to see things like this. I do not like to see that. Because it can, rebalance all this stuff, and there's a lot of levels down here that it can reach down to. So prior to ending this session, two levels that I would like to keep in mind is the imbalance up here and the sell side liquidity down here. It may be that it wants to run it out before the day's end, but I wouldn't expect too much out of it. Looks like our magenta line is still holding up. Nice little launch pad. I want to see it go through the high of that gap straight to that imbalance. See if it decides to take it out. Couple ticks away. And there it is. Took out the imbalance. So far it looks like we'll take this eyeball out. It looks like our magenta line, our launch pad, was respected, and it used it as a small little launch pad up towards, small little gain. I want to see what it does here. Is it a reversal point? For those that are a little aggressive, I'm not feeling a little aggressive today, but I would maybe consider taking a short from this area. But keep in mind that we are within equilibrium. So we're a little bit above equilibrium, which is premium. That's good. There's a market structure shift on the 5-minute, which is no good for what we're just saying. We are reclaiming this new day, new week opening gap. We have formed a swing low, which we mentioned earlier, which is working against us as well. And it may be that we want to go up to the new day, new week opening gaps that are above us. So that's one narrative. So if we are short-term bearish within this small range, I would at least expect for this imbalance to work as resistance short-term and come back to this level. We shall take out the 15-minute imbalance, which we've already validated. It's coming close to our 3:15 or 3 o'clock session close. Could it maybe want to take up? Excuse me. Could it maybe want to take out the sell side liquidity for the 3:15 session? Possibly. We are at a premium. My stop loss would be up here at 139.75. Should be less than 5 handles. But I'm just not feeling it today. We can maybe open it up with a practice account. How about that? Open up with the practice account. So we're not feeling a little risky today. We'll open it up right there. We'll put our stop loss right above here. But keep in mind, I don't feel confident about this. This is why I'm opening it up in the practice account. Just because I don't feel too confident about it. Even with the practice account, I'm opening up one trade, one contract. I'm tempted to closing it right here, but I like the way that's looking. So we're about 5 minutes in to our 3 p.m. Now, I don't feel comfortable with this, so even with my practice account, let me see here. Wanted to go down immediately. A brick wall. It's not doing it. I don't want that level to act as a support level. We're a little bit below our entry, which I'm still not happy with. At least wanted to hit that day opening gap. Yeah, I'm just gonna close it here, guys. It's already coming close to the session. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But even though it's our practice account, I'm just not willing to deal with it right now. So, looks like it wants to go over here, so we'll just close it. So that's what it is. So again, small little trade, not worth talking about, but it was good to see a little bit of the price action obeying our just our analysis based on observation and whatnot. I tend to sit in front of these charts just to get a feel for markets and whatnot, and you saw that we immediately got out of a position for a small little profit, but it's just because of a lot of this chop, right? There's no low resistance liquidity runs or whatnot. That immediately went towards the sell side liquidity. You can see that it bounced off immediately off that equal low. It may be that we want to take this out, the sell side liquidity, for the 3:15 Eastern time, right? But I'm just not willing to sit through it and go through the headache just for this small amount of price action. So, with that being said, guys, it was a good stream. See y'all next time.